What if the future you dream about is waiting, but only if you dare to create it? Think about that for a moment. Every goal, every vision, every version of yourself that feels distant and impossible isn't a matter of luck or fate. It's a matter of choice. The life you long for isn't written in the stars, it's written in your actions. And the truth is, the best way to predict the future is not by guessing, not by waiting, not by hoping. It is by building it with your own two hands. Right now, you might be carrying doubts. You might hear a voice in your mind whispering that you're not ready, not smart enough, not strong enough. That voice is lying to you. Because every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, began with someone standing exactly where you are now, uncertain, afraid, unsure if they had what it takes. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect timing. They moved forward, one step, one choice, one act of courage at a time. And with those choices, they created the future they once only imagined. Ask yourself this: if you keep waiting for life to change on its own, what will your future look like? A year from now, will you be closer to the person you want to become, or will you still be wishing, still be stuck, still be telling yourself that someday you'll start? The danger of waiting is that someday never comes. The clock doesn't stop. Every day you hesitate is a day you could have been building, learning, growing, and creating. That's why the power is in your hands right now, in this moment. When you decide to create your future, you take back control. You stop being a passenger in your own life and become the driver. Suddenly, obstacles become stepping stones. Failures turn into lessons. Every challenge, instead of being a wall that blocks you, becomes a tool to sharpen you. This mindset doesn't just change what you do, it changes who you are. And once you understand this, you no longer fear the unknown. You shape it, you mold it, you turn it into something you can stand on proudly. You might think the road is too long or the dream too far away. But remember this: the future doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. And action, even the smallest action, has power. Every decision you make today is a brick. Every moment of discipline, every step of courage, every choice to keep going when it's hard, that's another brick. Over time, those bricks build the foundation of your future. And the more you lay, the stronger your life becomes. This is why you're here, listening to these words. Deep down, you already know you're capable of more. You feel the pull of the life you want to live. And the reason you should stay with me, the reason you should keep listening is simple. Because together, we are going to unlock that power inside you. You will see clearly that your future is not a mystery. It is not a prediction. It is a creation. And by the end of this journey, you will not only believe it, you will feel ready to act on it. The moment you accept that your future is created, not predicted, something shifts inside you. You begin to see that every excuse, every delay, every hesitation is nothing more than fear disguising itself as logic. Fear tells you to wait until you feel ready, but readiness never comes. Fear tells you to avoid mistakes, but mistakes are the very path to growth. The people who rise are not those who avoid fear, but those who act despite it. They understand that fear is not a stop sign. It is a signal that they are moving towards something that matters. Think about how many dreams have died because someone let fear control them. Not because they weren't talented, not because they weren't capable, but because they believed the lie that fear meant they should stop. You cannot afford to believe that lie. Fear is proof that you are alive, that you are stretching beyond what is comfortable, and what is comfortable will never give you the life you truly want. Safe is stagnant. Safe is predictable. Safe is the slow death of your potential. If you want to create a future that excites you, you must be willing to embrace discomfort. Discomfort is the birthplace of strength. Every time you push through it, you discover a deeper level of yourself. You find courage you didn't know you had. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than the doubts that try to chain you. Each moment of discomfort becomes a seed. And when you keep planting those seeds, your future grows into something extraordinary. You might think you need a perfect plan before you start. You don't. What you need is movement. Clarity comes through action, not the other way around. When you take a step, even a small one, doors begin to open. Opportunities appear that you could never see standing still. You don't need to know every detail of the journey to begin walking the path. What you need is the decision to move, to trust yourself enough to start shaping what's ahead. Every future worth creating comes with obstacles. But obstacles are not barriers. They are tests. They ask you one question: how badly do you want it? Most people turn back when they face resistance, but those who keep pushing forward are the ones who create lives others only dream about. Resistance is not a signal to quit. It is a signal to grow. It means you are on the right path. It means the universe is demanding your commitment. And when you give that commitment, when you refuse to back down, the future you desire starts bending in your direction. So ask yourself, are you willing to face the discomfort, the fear, the resistance in order to create a life you will never regret? Are you willing to trade the illusion of safety for the reality of growth? Because if you are, then nothing can stop you. Not failure, not fear, not setbacks, nothing. Your future belongs to you, but only if you are bold enough to claim it. And when you make that choice, you stop waiting for a miracle, you become the miracle. When you begin to see yourself as the creator of your own future, you stop waiting for external validation. You stop looking for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, or deserving enough. You realize that no one else has the authority to define what is possible for you. The truth is, the people who doubt you are not seeing your limits. They are seeing theirs. Their vision is clouded by their own fears. And if you let their doubts become your truth, you hand over the pen that was meant to write your story. Your life is too important to be written by anyone else. You cannot afford to live based on the expectations of others, because their approval will never bring you peace. What will bring you peace is knowing that you honored your potential, that you refused to shrink yourself to fit the comfort of those around you. The world does not need another copy of someone else. It needs the raw, unfiltered, unapologetic version of you. And that version of you can only rise when you stop waiting for permission and start building with courage. Think about the energy you've spent trying to fit in, trying to live up to standards that were never yours in the first place. All of that energy can be reclaimed, redirected, and invested into creating the future you actually want. Every ounce of effort you've wasted on self-doubt is fuel waiting to be converted into action. And once you redirect that energy, you become unstoppable. Because the moment you no longer live for external validation, you free yourself. You break the chains. You step into a life that belongs only to you. But freedom comes with responsibility. If you are free to create, then you are also responsible for what you create. That responsibility can feel heavy, but it is also a gift. It means you are not powerless. It means your future is not random. It means that with every choice, you are sculpting the life you will eventually live. And when you understand that, you begin to see that the smallest decisions matter. The habits you repeat matter. The standards you set for yourself matter, because each of them shapes the direction of your future. This is why you must raise your standards, not in comparison to anyone else, but in comparison to who you were yesterday. Ask yourself, what kind of person am I becoming if I continue living exactly as I am right now? Is this the person I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now? If the answer is no, then the time to change is not tomorrow, it's today, because today is the only place where the future can be built. Every day you wake up is another chance to lay down the bricks of the life you desire. The question is never whether you are capable. The question is whether you are willing to stop waiting, willing to stop shrinking, willing to step forward even when it's uncomfortable. If you can answer yes to that, then you are already on the path to becoming someone your future self will thank you for. Freedom comes with responsibility. If you are free to create, then you are also responsible for what you create. That responsibility can feel heavy, but it is also a gift. It means you are not powerless. It means your future is not random. It means that with every choice, you are sculpting the life you will eventually live. And when you understand that, you begin to see that the smallest decisions matter. The habits you repeat matter. The standards you set for yourself matter, because each of them shapes the direction of your future. This is why you must raise your standards, not in comparison to anyone else, but in comparison to who you were yesterday. Ask yourself, What kind of person am I becoming if I continue living exactly as I am right now? Is this the person I want to be a year from now, 5 years from now? If the answer is no, then the time to change is not tomorrow, it's today. Because today is the only place where the future can be built. Every day you wake up is another chance to lay down the bricks of the life you desire. The question is never whether you are capable. The question is whether you are willing to stop waiting, willing to stop shrinking, willing to step forward even when it's uncomfortable. If you can answer yes to that, then you are already on the path to becoming someone your future self will thank you for. The future you are capable of creating is not built on occasional bursts of effort. It is built on consistency, on showing up for yourself day after day, even when no one is watching, even when no one is cheering. Discipline is not punishment. It is a form of self-respect. It is you declaring to yourself and to the world that your dreams are worthy of your commitment. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen the foundation of the future you are building. And every time you break that promise, you weaken it. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stuck is not talent or luck. It is consistency. Momentum is born from repetition. The small habits you practice each day may seem insignificant in the moment, but they compound. Just as drops of water carve stone, your daily actions carve your future. Success is never an accident. It is a pattern. And failure is rarely sudden. It is the result of letting small compromises pile up until they become walls that block you. The future you want will not appear because you hope for it. It will appear because you created patterns that aligned with it. But staying consistent is not about perfection. It is about resilience. You will stumble. You will miss a day. You will make mistakes. That is part of the process. What matters is how quickly you realign, how quickly you stand back up. Too many people quit because they mistake failure for finality. Failure is not the end. It is feedback. It is showing you what doesn't work so you can discover what does. Those who rise are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who fall, learn, and rise again with greater strength. When you see your future as something you are actively building, setbacks lose their power to define you. Instead of being reasons to stop, they become reasons to sharpen your strategy, deepen your focus, and increase your resolve. The mind that chooses to see setbacks as lessons becomes unbreakable. And an unbreakable mind is the most powerful tool for creating the future you desire. Ask yourself, what would happen if you stopped treating your dreams as optional and started treating them as non-negotiable? Imagine the shift in energy if you decided that creating your future was not something you would try, but something you would commit to with everything inside you. That level of certainty changes how you move. It changes how you think. It changes how you respond when life tests you. Because life will test you, not to destroy you, but to demand proof of how badly you want what you say you want. The choice is always in your hands. You can either give in to excuses or you can honor your potential. You can keep waiting for motivation to find you, or you can discipline yourself to act regardless of how you feel. Feelings are fleeting. Discipline is lasting, and the future you are building is too important to leave in the hands of fleeting emotions. Decide today that you will be consistent, not perfect, and watch how the future begins to take shape before your eyes. There comes a point when you realize that the gap between who you are and who you want to be is not filled by chance, but by choice. Every decision you make carries weight. Every thought you entertain shapes the actions you take. Your mind is the architect, and your habits are the builders. If your thoughts are weak, your actions will crumble. If your thoughts are powerful, your actions will rise to meet them. That is why the first battlefield in creating your future is within your own mind. The voice you feed is the voice that grows. If you constantly repeat to yourself that you are not enough, that you are destined to fail, that success is for others but not for you, then that belief will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But when you shift that voice, when you begin to affirm your worth, your resilience, your ability to rise, then your future starts to align with that belief. The brain is wired to follow the stories you tell it. Change the story and you change the path. Too many people underestimate the power of their inner dialogue. They think thoughts are harmless, but thoughts are seeds. Each one you plant grows into actions, habits, and ultimately into your destiny. Negative thoughts are like weeds that choke your potential. Positive, empowering thoughts are like sunlight that fuels your growth. And just as a gardener tends to the soil, you must tend to the landscape of your mind every single day. But let's be clear, this is not about pretending life is easy. This is not about blind optimism. This is about choosing strength even when circumstances are hard. It's about deciding that your challenges will not control you, that your setbacks will not define you, and that your failures will not dictate your future. It's about recognizing that resilience is not something you are born with. It's something you build. Every time you choose to think with strength instead of weakness, you lay another brick on the road to your future. And here is the truth most people never realize. Your future does not begin 5 years from now, or even 1 year from now. It begins with the thoughts you allow into your mind today. It begins with the standards you set in this very moment, because what you accept right now determines what you create tomorrow. If you accept excuses, you will build a future of regret. If you accept discipline, courage, and belief, you will build a future of strength, freedom, and fulfillment. So ask yourself honestly, what kind of thoughts are you allowing to shape your future? Are you feeding the doubts that keep you small, or are you fueling the courage that will set you free? Because your mind is either your greatest weapon or your greatest prison, and the choice of which one it becomes belongs entirely to you. When you claim that power, when you decide to master your inner dialogue, you stop being at the mercy of circumstance and start becoming the deliberate creator of your destiny. Once you understand the power of your mind, the next step is to direct that power toward a clear vision. Without vision, your energy is scattered. You move, but you move without direction. You work, but you work without purpose. And when there is no purpose, it is easy to drift, to settle, to live a life that looks busy but feels empty. Vision is what gives meaning to your effort. It is the picture of the life you are creating, and it is the compass that keeps you moving even when the path is hard. A vision is not just a dream. A dream is something you see when your eyes are closed. A vision is something you build when your eyes are open. It is not passive. It is not distant. It is alive, burning in you, guiding the decisions you make each day. When you carry a vision, every choice begins to matter. The way you spend your time matters. The way you use your energy matters. The standards you hold yourself to matter. Because each one either brings you closer to your vision or pushes you further away. Many people fail not because they lack effort, but because they lack clarity. They run hard